Hey guys, welcome back. So I have got my August favorites here for you today. So as usual, what I do in these videos is I quickly mention my overall Friday favorites, and then I have other things to share with you. So it kind of varies month to month. Like sometimes I have skincare, sometimes I have fashion, sometimes I have home, randoms, always book favorites. This time I have a ton of book favorites. I had some standouts that I loved, and then I've got some makeup-y things, and then I've got a couple of very random things. So yeah, just some good stuff to chat with you guys about. So if you're new here, my name is Leslie. Welcome. I love to do favorites videos, new at the drugstore videos, get ready with me's, reviews, empties, just a lot of fun stuff here on my channel. So if you're new, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button and stuck around for a while. I'd love to have you here on my channel. So yeah, we were chatting about August favorites, so let's get to it. Okay, so for overall Friday favorites, I would say for eyes, I really like this Ofra Bienvenidos a Miami palette. I just really like this color story. I like it for the cheeks, but I also really like it on the eyes. Like, it just works on the eyes. This is pretty on the eyes. This is, I mean, all of them. I love these as main shadows. So I would say these shades right here were my standout favorites. And I love this for summer, but then also for transitioning into fall. It's just a great palette. Ofra did send this to me, so thank you so much, Ofra. It's a great palette. I have been loving it, so I would say that's my standout favorite for eyes. I have just been loving the bright cheek still. I mean, just a bright cheek makes me smile. A cheek stain. So what were my cheek favorites? What were the bright cheek favorites? These cheek stains, the Etude House Dear Darling water tints. Love these on the cheeks and then also on the lips, especially in hot weather. These are a great stain. You want to work quickly with them. I would say do one cheek at a time. Less is more with them. Just get a little bit of product and kind of stipple it on. I use a small stipple brush. But yeah, you can layer them with other things. They're just great. They're good on the lips too. But I mean, they are a true stain, but I have been loving them. The Moira Love Steady Liquid Blushes, I'm still loving these. They're great. They're adorable in their packaging, but they're a really good formula too. There's so many pretty colors. They're affordable. The water tints are affordable too. Just some good makeup. And then I would say for lips, I have to say MAC Angel. I'm just so excited to have this lipstick again. I love this shade. It smells good. I have loved MAC lipsticks for years. And yeah, it's just, it like makes me smile to have this lipstick again. Like I've mentioned in previous videos, I loved this back in high school. And it's just a beautiful, it says it's a frost, but it's kind of more of a glossy, beautiful pink. I love the formula and I just love the shade and I'm excited to have it again. Okay, some other favorites. So some makeup-y things. Well, I guess this is like, do you consider primer a skincare thing or a makeup thing? I consider it right in the middle because it's after your skincare and before your makeup. A prepping step. I have a prepping step favorite, which is the Touch in Sol No Problem Primer. Smooth and pore covering. So I got this in one of my BoxyCharm by Ipsy boxes. So this was sent to me as PR. And when I first tried it, I was like, I think I can see a little bit of a difference, but nothing like major, which is usually kind of how I feel about primers in general, but then also kind of pore filling products. I usually don't notice like an intense difference. And I wouldn't say I notice an intense difference in this now that I've used it more, but I think I really see more than I was when I initially tried it. Because the more times I use it, I'm like, I really do see a difference. Like especially in here where on me, my pores are just more defined there. And then in here on my forehead, when I apply this, I mean, it's like it just fills those in and smooths out that area, smooths out my forehead. And I wouldn't say that it's mattifying, but it's really just very prepping and smoothing to the skin. It's impressive. It really makes the skin look beautiful and prepped for makeup, or even if you don't want to wear makeup, if you just kind of want that blurred look on your skin, I think this definitely does that. So I'm impressed with it. I don't feel like it messes up my makeup underneath or over top, my makeup over top of this. I think it pairs well with makeup is what I'm saying. It's a good product. I'm impressed. I like the packaging too. I like the kind of peachy pink, and then, you know, it's like a squeeze applicator. It just, a little bit goes a long way with it. It's just good. So I was looking back at my notes. So last month, I said I was loving the Maybelline Fit Me with the CC cream. Basically, I'm always kind of trying different long wearing and or mattifying foundations to pair with my IT Cosmetics CC cream, because I always love this, but in summertime when it's ridiculously hot, I usually need something to kind of help the longevity with it, something a little bit more matte or just kind of staying power, more staying power. So also still love the Fit Me, the Maybelline Fit Me. That's a great one to pair with it. But the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation says last up to 24 hours. I've never worn my makeup that I can think of for 24 hours. So I don't know about that, but it's very long wearing. It says mattifying, water, and sweat proof. And it says second skin effect. If you want longevity in a foundation, and a pretty foundation, a good finish on the skin, just a good, like, it's gonna work for you foundation, this one's great. And it's affordable, it's a drugstore foundation. So I really like it by itself, but I love it paired with this. So I use very little product with both of these. I mean, I'm talking like, this is like the squeeze kind of like dropper applicator. I just get like maybe two little, not even a full like squeeze it dot, but just like touch it to my forehead, touch it to my cheek, and then just, I mean, I don't even know how to describe, like the head of a pin amount of this. And I kind of put this a little bit, I just sort of mix them together, basically. And it just makes this beautiful finish on the skin that's very long wearing. It just really looks pretty and then wears really well. So if you're looking for a great combo, these are great. They're beautiful individually, but I really like them together. So that's what I've been reaching for. Okay, some super random favorites. So if you're like me, I have a sock favorite. If you're like me and you have really tiny feet, like I wear in closed-toed shoes, like sneakers and stuff, I wear a 6. But in sandals, depends on the sandal, I usually wear like in wedges, a 5.5. If the shoe runs large, I can sometimes even wear down to a 5. That's not very often, but usually I'm like a 5.5 or a 6. And I find finding socks that fit my feet challenging. So I usually wear kids socks. And so I've never been able to find some great no-show socks that I like. These crack me up because they look like they're for an infant. But they're great. I got these right before we went to Boston. So I should have thought to share with you last month for my July favorites, but I kind of forgot. So I remembered to add it this time to share with y'all. But these are great. So if you're looking for some no-show socks and you have smaller feet like me, and like so many no-show socks, they just, even though they say they go down to a size 6 usually, it just like, it's too much material on the back of my foot. It like bunches up and then it pulls down to the middle of my foot and it just does not work. So anyway, these are tiny. They have this kind of rubbery material on the like back part. So it just holds it on your heel really well. And in Boston, we were walking like, I mean, literally, I think we walked like 30 miles. So it's just a city you walk a lot. So I really tested them out and they work well. So totally random favorite. I love these socks, and they are kids socks. So I'll find them and link them for you. I got them on Amazon. Another very random favorite. This is not sponsored because I think they do sponsor content with influencers, but this is not sponsored. I buy direct. So I have a very high prescription. I think my prescription for my glasses is like almost a 7, a +7. My contacts I think are like a 7.5 or something. Anyway, I have a high prescription. And my glasses from my regular eye doctor, like even with insurance, like over $400. And so I decided to try, I've been buying from I Buy Direct since like 2021. I think it was the first time that I purchased a pair. Anyway, they have a return policy, like 14 days. I'll link their site so you can read all about their like return policy and exchange policy or whatever. But you can try them out. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to try it. Always look up coupons for sure. And I'm just impressed. They have a ton of different styles. And what I did is I took a pair of glasses that I knew I liked, and you can look at the dimensions on the glasses. They're usually like on the little, you know, arm piece, this part. It usually has the info on it. You can take them to your eye doctor too to get your, obviously your prescription, but then also your pupil distance. But then you can sort all their different glasses by the size, like the dimensions, the shape of the glasses. And I've just been really impressed. I think I've ordered like at this point, and I was so excited. Like once some came in, that first pair, and they worked, I was so excited because they were a fraction of the cost. And then I was able to get some kind of like fun glasses because it just, I was able to, they were way more affordable. So anyway, it was very exciting, especially if you're like me and I've always had a high prescription. So my glasses have always been really expensive. I need to wash these off before I show them to you. But yeah, so what else was I gonna say? Yeah, you can sort them by the style, which is really nice. They also have different types of lenses. So you can, like for me, I get the nice lenses that are very thin, or the thinnest that they can be. So, I mean, you can see how high my prescription is. It's so high. But this is my latest pair that I just got. And I think these are still in stock. My other ones that I have from them, they don't have them anymore, which I really wish they would keep styles longer. Sometimes I think they do, depending on the popularity. But anyway, this is my newest one, so they do still have this one. I'll try to look up the name of it and list the name of it for you down below. But it's just cute. It's got a little bit of like a cat eye shape to it. What else? Oh, there was something else I was going to tell you. Oh, I was trying to think of how many pairs I've ordered from them. I think I've got, okay, so ones that I've kept, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think, and I've had 2 that didn't work for me that I just straight up returned. So look up the return policy. I think it's 14 days. Yeah, so anyway, I'm just impressed. I'm excited to be able to actually have like fun glasses, and they have cases and stuff like that. And it's nice to be able to sort them down, like customize your search to the size of glasses that you want. So that's what I did when I first started ordering from them. It's just exciting. Okay, and the last up books, I have a huge stack here. So we're gonna have to talk through these quickly, and I'll save like my most favorite reads for the end. But I did still really enjoy these others, so I wanted to mention them to you. Okay, so thrillers, The Swell by Ali Reynolds. She also wrote Shiver. So if you liked Shiver, and if you liked, this reminded me a lot of Reckless Girls from Rachel Hawkins. So if you like that kind of, if you like reality TV kind of drama interactions with people, and you're intrigued by kind of the interactions with people, I think you would like this because it has that feeling, which Reckless Girls had that feeling. This is about a group of surfers, and they're kind of on this like remote area, and there's just a lot of like drama interactions with them and question marks, and it's that kind of a storyline. But I also found the surfing information kind of interesting too. I like kind of a sports element of thrillers, like because I'm not sporty at all, so I'm very intrigued by that. So I like kind of reading about, you know, sporting activities. So that's a part of the story. But yeah, I would say if you liked her writing style in Shiver, short, quick chapters, easy to read, but then also you liked the kind of storyline and feeling of Reckless Girls, I think you would like this book. So it's a thriller, and yeah, but it's got that kind of, you know, reality TV drama element to it. Then You Can Trust Me by Kirsten Moglin, I think is how you pronounce her name. This was a really fast read, and this is about a person who goes missing on a cruise ship, and they're trying to figure out what happened. That's kind of what that is. Always look up trigger warnings on any books. I mean, because even romance, I mean, there's definitely things that come up in storylines that you might not be expecting. So if there are things you need to look up, check trigger warnings for sure. Okay, romance books. This one's very popular, especially I think on Book Talk. It's gotten a lot of attention. You with a View. So I really enjoyed this book. The only reason I didn't rate it like a higher rating, like a full 5-star or something like that, is there is quite a bit of cussing and more spice in it than I'm usually comfortable with reading, so just kind of know that about it. But it's got this really sweet kind of element to it that they're these two characters, so they basically she finds some, oh, how can I say this quickly? So her grandmother has recently passed away. She comes across a picture of her grandmother with a man that she looks smitten for, and then also a love letter. So she goes on TikTok and asks, does anybody know who this is? She's trying to research and kind of find answers. And somebody replies and says, that's my grandfather. And she finds out that it is her high school nemesis. So they go on this road trip with his grandfather and kind of like, basically go on this like adventure. And it was the honeymoon trip that had been planned for her grandmother and this man who, you know, is his grandfather. So they're trying to like kind of put the pieces together. So it's their love story, but also this kind of like side story as well. So it was very sweet. There was a lot of heart in here, but there is quite a bit of cussing and spice in it. So that's the thing about it. If it had less of that, I would have loved it even more. If you're looking for cleaner romance, so this one is called Kisses and Croissants. I am not going to try to pronounce her name. It's a beautiful name, but I know I'll mess it up. This is a really sweet story. It's a YA romance. She is a ballerina, and she is in Paris for this school and kind of competition sort of storyline. I can't remember all the exact details because I read it a little bit ago. I've read quite a few books in between, but it was sweet, very clean, just a sweet, cute romance. This one, I hate the cover so much. No, don't like this cover. But this is The Friend Zone by Soraya Wilson. I've read a couple of her books now, and she writes cleaner romance. This book was very clean because the storyline is he's a football player, and their coach is very strict with the rules. He doesn't want them like going out partying, you know, having girlfriends, cussing. So it's a really clean book, and he becomes friends with the coach's daughter. And they become friends, they start to fall in love, so they've got to kind of stay in the friend zone because he's not supposed to be dating. This was very cute. It didn't get a full 5-star from me because it was like it was trying to have that funny banter, but it didn't quite land for me personally. Like I didn't quite feel the like funny, cutesy, flirty chemistry between them as much, but still good, and I loved how clean it was. Then Emily Henry, Happy Place. I love Emily Henry books. She does have cussing, she does have spice in it, but not a ton. Like I think there's maybe usually like 2-ish scenes or so. This is a second chance romance story. There's a strong friendship element in this story because they have a group of friends that they go on kind of like a little vacation trip each summer, and the main two characters have broken up, but they haven't told their friends. So they kind of act like they're still together. And so you kind of get their backstory, their current story, you get the friendship storyline. I thought it was really sweet. I would still say Book Lovers I like more than this one, but something that Emily Henry I feel like does really well that captures my attention is she has really funny, cute banter, flirty banter towards the beginning of her books, and then it has more of the heart and emotion that kind of last half or so of the book. So this is definitely the same situation. It was really sweet. I liked it a lot. And I would say that we're into the more standout favorites at this point. I really, really enjoyed Happy Place by Emily Henry. This one, Same Time Next Summer by Annabelle Monaghan, I think. I read her other book, and I didn't like that one quite as much. I didn't dislike it, but this one's a second chance romance, which I always love. And it's got that summery feeling, like the beach house kind of storyline. Like I said before, I could read that kind of storyline over and over and over. And this one was on the cleaner side, which I really liked. It was closed door, I think, pretty much. But it was sweet. It was just really sweet. I love that second chance romance storyline. So if you like that too, and you're looking for a book on the cleaner side, definitely check this one out. And it's short. It's a short little easy read. Okay, and then I would say one more standout favorite. I loved this book. Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. She also wrote The Cheat Sheet, which is one of my favorite romance books ever. I love it. She's great at writing banter. She has closed door romances. There's a little bit of cussing, but it's very minimal. She's good at writing that like funny, cute banter and flirting and tension. but then it's closed door, which I really like. There's definitely discussion about spice in this book, and there's definitely kissing, but it definitely doesn't ever, it's still the closed door, which I really appreciate. But this is a friend like storyline that they kind of, he's like gonna teach her sort of how to date better, and then they become friends. So this is the kind of follow-up book to When in Rome, which I liked that one, but it was a Grumpy Sunshine storyline, which is never my favorite. And I didn't quite like the pacing of that one as much. I liked this one way more. So he is the bodyguard of the main girl character in that book. So it's kind of a continuing storyline, and she's the sister of the main guy character in the first book. So anyway, as he's kind of like teaching her how to date, they're going on a couple dates together, they become friends. So I love that friend storyline first, and then they end up falling in love, and it's just good. I really liked that book. Okay, and then a couple of thrillers. The first one, this is so good. I'm getting into the dark academia storyline, so you can kind of see there were some summary favorites, and then I'm gonna get into the dark academia sort of books. I'm starting to get into that, which is exciting. This is a YA thriller, and I would say if you liked the Truly Devious books, I think you'd really like this one because it has a very similar feeling, kind of has the Inheritance Games feeling to it also. So this book has so many things I like about it. It's got a mystery element to it, which I always love. I love a mystery. It takes place in an academy, so it's got that dark academia feel, which I always love too. It's got a secret society storyline, so she's trying to kind of figure out what happened. Her friend has gone missing, so she's trying to find out what happened to her friend. So it's got that mystery element to it, and then it's got a side plot of romance, which I really, really liked, and it was very sweet. It's clean. It has very minimal cussing in it, no spice, so it's on the clean side, but it's got that mystery and romance, which I love. So I really enjoyed this book. I loved Truly Devious, so I'd say if you liked that, and I really loved Inheritance Games, so if you liked both of those, I think you would like that book. Then standout thriller, The Last One by Will Dean. So this was also in my like summary reading. So basically, all you know from the back of the book, and this is all I knew going in to reading this book, is she is on a cruise. The main character is on a cruise with her boyfriend. They have their first day on the cruise. The next morning she wakes up, he's gone, and everyone else on the ship is gone. She's all by herself, and that's how the story goes. Like, that's how it starts. That's all you know about it. And it was so good. It's a longer thriller, but super short chapters, really easy to read, very action-packed, and I just loved it. Like, if you like an action-packed thriller that moves quickly, that's an easy read, I really, really enjoyed this book. It was a 5-star. All right, you guys, so those are all my favorites. So hope that you really enjoyed this video. Please hit a thumbs up if you did. Let me know down below what you have been loving this month. Either makeup, skincare, hair care, books, random. What kind of socks do you love? Let me know your favorites down below. I would love to hear that. Ask me any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.